The headlines. MP Angomcha Bimolokhoijam vows to continue working for welfare of IDPs state during his tenure. Hello and good afternoon. You've tuned into Pm-Istv English News. This is Darung Shankaling giving you the news in brief. Lok Sabha Member of Parliament from Inner Manipur, Dr. Angomcha Bimolokhoijam, has pledged that he would continue to work tirelessly for the welfare of internally displaced persons, IDPs, and the state, stating that he still has 3.5 years remaining in his tenure as an MP. He made the remark while addressing his reception ceremony held at Kekman Zila Kaitel, Thoubal. Speaking further, MP Bimol raised deep concern over thousands of people being rendered to homeless and forced to take shelter at relief camps despite the deployment of around 30,000 personnel of the Indian Army's Division 2, several companies of the Border Security Force BSF and nearly 40,000 state security personnel in Manipur. Dr. MP Bimolokhoijam also described the present situation in Manipur as extremely critical, comparing it to a shattered glass fixed within a frame. Considering the seriousness of the situation, he called upon the people to remain cautious and work harder during this critical time. He asked whether the actual core issues, including displacement due to the conflict, loss of lives, and the suffering of affected families, are being adequately highlighted and addressed by the authorities. Raising concern over the imposition of buffer zones in the state, Dr. Bimol questioned under which law or authority such zones were created. He informed that an RTI application has been filed on the matter and asserted that he would continue to pursue the issue legally by filing PIL once responses are received. He also informed that he has faced personal threats from certain Kuki organizations for speaking out against the buffer zones.
Kuki kamu na chethoge. Hey Bimol MP nanai partner na kilometer chatruk ke yankai batang leju da Indian jana gyan ta na sining da di leju. Thola kanu buffer zone se accept tau bai na chethole ba. Alai da mai ting sa kamu khona na mateng pang ta na drama tau da na ngang na khota na Thamba gi Manuina Mogi Kamu, the Yawa Moina, Taka Kamu, Nangi, Iram Dam the buffer zone and Tamjale, Changam, there's no coming in. She heard a target get a dog, the way told you to talk on it. How the state able to Savannah Sana to buy a Bobby cultivation with Tikin and Imanu, who make us another cycle in the tower. Manipur police and Biago, Bravo, in the day of Sar. Adu state legitimate so hard to recover the Kanada, core issue. Immigration core issue in the Karino. I'm sorry, in the Sitara Kanga. A core issue, Chairman. Core issue, Chairman, the Kanana, Kanda.
Managing Director of Karkinos Hospital Janims Campus, Dr. G.S. Moirangthem, flagged off Cervical Cancer Awareness Walkathon 2026 from the Western Gate of Kangla. The awareness walkathon was conducted by Karkinos Northeast Private Limited Imphal. Doctors, nurses, staffs and many others participated in the walkathon. Speaking on the occasion, Medical Superintendent Karkinos Northeast Private Limited Imphal, Professor Y. Indibor, highlighted that the walkathon was organized with the objective of raising brief awareness on cervical cancer and breast cancer, which are common among women. He also spoke about HPV vaccination as a preventive measure, early detection, and the importance of regular screenings.
Manipur da khwaidagi naba cancer si breast ki cancer na number 1 oi aduga cervical cancer sina number 4 da oi adubu cervical cancer womb gi angang khong machin gi cancer sidi ngan na khangagadi masi layang bangami nadriba mi dasu akoina hojikti tika thadok bangami mass vaccination program ama hauri masigi khudong chab si khoi Karkinos amade Manipur gi India gi mafam mayam da laire masigi khudong chab si lobi ho mi khudimak akoina mass vaccination HPV vaccination hobina ba yam na ngalingai sahi trahum doi trang vaccination say Hogadabani, Kangragasu vaccination to Wai, Adu Kanaba Pangadi Karawai. Maramasina, Masigi, vaccination toxi, Aduga early awareness toxi, Aduga cancer si, Kibiganu, Tabu in a Kanbiganu, Aduga Hoziki Matam Sakolaba, Matam Sidadi, Mikudima Isapana, healthy oina, healthy women have the society Samaski, Levaki country goina, Apava society, Apava Leva, Akanba Moigadaribani. Masigi the Makta, Aquina, Nasigi, Wakaton, Kangla Getaki Horaga, Karkinos Hospital, Hova, Aquagi, Nahara. ꯃꯈꯥꯔꯣꯟ ꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯚꯣꯂunteer ꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯅꯔꯁ ꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯗꯣꯛꯇꯔ ꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯁꯤꯟꯖꯔꯒ ꯇꯧꯖꯕꯅꯤ
MLA of Nambol Assembly Constituency T.H. Basantakumar, along with officers and staff of the relevant department, inspected progress of the ongoing construction of Merakong Bridge on Padibi Road, the road stretch of Nambol, Khoripaba, Chingmang to Hiangthang. It was reported that the bridge, after completion, will improve connectivity and ease commute of the people. Minorities Students Association MSA celebrated its 10th Foundation Day at Gandhi Memorial Hall. Prize distribution for maths and science competitions were also held during the program. Senior Advocate Khaidem Mani, High Court Advocate Dr. Ravi Khan and President of Minorities Students Association PH Ijuz Ahmed too graced the occasion as the main guest. President of MSA Ijuz Ahmed told media persons that rather than bringing a concrete solution to end the Manipur conflict, the centre has been taking political advantage and creating enmity among the people. He also questioned the centre's efforts in arranging resettlement for the IDPs. On the other hand, he is sure that the Minority Students Association will continue to work for the welfare of the students hailing from minority sections. In connection with the Congress nationwide MG-NREGA Bachao Sangram, which is set to begin from today, Imphal West, a 1st District Congress Committee convened a meeting at Konthaujam Assembly constituency and announced plans for the agitation. Speaking to media persons during a press briefing held at the office of Konthaujam Block Congress Committee at Awangchiri, AICC member and former MP Dr. Thokchom Mainya informed that since 2005, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act (MGNREGA) has legally guaranteed 100 days of unskilled wage labor annually to rural Indian households, enhancing livelihood security. However, he alleged that the changes in the name by the NDA government will adversely affect rural livelihoods and weaken decentralized governance. He also pointed the lapses in the new VBG Ramji. He added that considering the plight of poor states and the citizens of India, Congress will launch the nationwide MG-NREGA Bachao Sangram, demanding for the withdrawal of Vikshit Bharat, Guaranteed for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission, VBG Ramji Act.
Union government is 100% wages Manraga pyramid. State government of this 40% is a government to hire. 60% union government pin hire. Everybody states and you can pay later stay all Magadi. We have a period in share later when paying on the Nina. Have a sure Pajapi the other Nina go. When Congress party demand of the seat, have a sooner have quick Pesha Hungry have a sure with Havashing share, must see a kind of palm target to Olivra. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act as a Kudakta Hanjalalu. Quickly Savidana Piva, Havaksugi, Penose, Masi, Amohana, Raisi Hanjalalu. All in the minimum wage, Nasi per hectare per day, the Pasami hello have a Masine.
Chairman MPCC Kisan Laishram Nando also spoke about how the BJP government is trying to exploit the daily wages from rural areas.
Afabadi amata tawdra phatabada sum tawro tawro ga lairapase sahi yamjale aduna Manipur Praja amadi mai magi kendra da laiba Praja punamana gyan tabiraga aikhoina ngasi BJP da kariba MLA myu sing ase matik chado mioi ngatani haina ai ngasi media gi thungna pin tawjari mamdi moina ngasi matik chaba afaba mi oraga Manipur Praja bo khanbo oba taragadi ngasi Manipur Praja no wariba Manipur Praja na ngasi kapiba asi kari gi kapam thoke atari gi khoi miyangi mil amani na chakhraga ngasi government semang amaktriba moibu amona thagalasu akata na mukalasu moina laibak sason pu government semang ngamni haibase ay thajade aduna Manipur Praja punamak amadi mai magi kendra leiba Praja punamak na haiba thagri miyoi sing ase lakadru 2027 election ji amona moibu thagat pirakanu mokoibu amona miyang saba tawgani haina vote khomba lakpa matamda miyan mokoi vote ko tobiu haina ai ngasi miragi thumba apin tawjari.
Also giving you some updates from Chandel district. Lambung Sinurol celebrates its third Teno Alum cultural resonance at LP School Ground. Incumbent executives of Lambung Sinurular, President L. Hayes Grace, Vice President L. Mannaring, Secretary Aloni, Joint Secretary S.T. Lenring, Treasurer K.L. Romish and SNG Khungring, Assistant Engineer K.L. Gracie Anal, Urban Development Department, Kohima, Nagaland, and Senior Accountant Hulung Waring, H.T. Ringwall, JNV Librarian Yukrul Grace the occasion as the dignitaries. L.H. Grace delivered emotional short speech expressing her happiness over homecoming of Lambung women married outside the village and acknowledging significant presence of daughter-in-laws. They were presented with gifts comprising produce from village soil as a gesture of love and respect. Afternoon session featured folk songs, cultural dances and Jaga dance performed by women. Celebration concluded with flag dehoisting ceremony by former president of LSR, S.T. Rungtha, followed by feast for the gathering. Shifting our focus to some national and international updates now, in Himachal Pradesh, 14 people were killed and several others seriously injured after a private bus plunged into a deep gorge near Haripudar in Simor district. There were 66 passengers when the accident occurred. Immediate rescue and relief operations were given after the information. Deputy Chief Minister Mukesh Agnihotri visited the accident site. He said the injured are being treated at various hospitals and administration responded swiftly to incident and an inquiry has been ordered to determine the exact cause of the accident. President Murmu described the incident as extremely heartbreaking. She expressed condolences to the bereaved families who lost their loved ones in the accident and prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured. Vice President Radhakrishnan also expressed his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. Prime Minister Modi announces an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for each deceased family from his National Relief Fund. The injured will be given 50,000 rupees. Also, the budget session of the Parliament is set to commence from 28th of this month and will continue till 2nd of April. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju said the first phase of the budget session will conclude on 13th of February. He said the Parliament will reassemble for the second phase of the 9th of March. Kiran Rijiju said that it is a vital step towards meaningful debate and people-centric governance. The minister informed that on the recommendation of the central government, President Drupadi Murmu has approved the summoning of both the Houses of Parliament for the budget session 2026. Let's move on with some international updates now. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei accused protesters for acting on behalf of U.S. President Donald Trump. He said that rioters are attacking public property and that a united Iranian people would defeat an enemies and urged U.S. President to focus on problems of his own country. Meanwhile, Tehran mayor said protesters had targeted economic and public infrastructure, including 26 banks, 2 hospitals and 25 mosques, and added that police facilities and 48 fire trucks were also attacked. Rights groups reported at least 45 protesters, including children, have been killed since unrest began on December 28, with more than 2,200 people arrested, 950 police officers and 60 members of the parliamentary Basis force have been injured. Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has warned that as a global military spending continue to rise, investment in global health is lagging dangerously behind. In a video message and social media post, the WHO chief called for a shift in priorities, urging nations to invest in saving lives rather than escalating conflicts, reminding the world that peace is the best medicine. He said Global military spending reached a record of $2.7 trillion in 2024. However, the spending on global health initiatives has declined significantly. Mr. Tedros said for an organization working on the ground is 150 countries with a vast mission and mandate that member states have given us $4.2 billion for 2 years or $2.1 billion a year is not ambitious. His remarks comes amid developments such as US President Donald Trump on Wednesday saying that after prolonged negotiations with senators, congressmen, secretaries and other political representatives, the 2027 military budget should be increased to $1.5 trillion from the current $1 trillion. Well, those are the updates we have this afternoon. Before we close the news, let's look at the headlines once again. MP Angom Chabimolo Kwejam vows to continue working for welfare of IDP states during his tenure. Thank you for watching Istv English News. Stay tuned at 4 p.m. for additional updates. Goodbye for now.